Greetings, fellow action figure connoisseurs, and welcome to another episode of Digital Caveman Presents Masters of the Universe Tuesday. I, as always, am your host, the Digital Caveman, and today I will be presenting you with the Masterverse Masters of the Universe Revelation Scareglow. The mainline release. If you remember, a while back, I covered the Mattel Shop exclusive one. So maybe I'll put a link to that somewhere. I don't know yet. Thanks for watching this video or any of my other videos that you may have run across. Only support from viewers like you make this programming possible. Each view does count, and I do appreciate each and every single view that I receive. Thank you, and thank you so very much for supporting the channel through viewing. Comment below, like, share, subscribe if you'd like to see more reviews. Or if you'd just like to help the channel out. Or both. That's cool too. And don't forget to ding that bell so that in the future you will be notified as my new content becomes available. And with all that said, let's get into it. And first up, as we always do here on Digital Caveman Presents, let's take a look at the packaging. 30 points of articulation, Masterverse, a barcode. Flip that open. By the power of Grayskull. A Netflix original series. 6 and up. Masters of the Universe Revelation Scareglow. A nice big window showing off Scareglow. And just from looking at it in the box, I don't see a whole lot of differences. But we will look at comparisons and see how much this one differs from the other one. Oh yes, Mattel. On this side, Scareglow, evil ghost of Skeletor. And on this side, some nice artwork of Scareglow. On the bottom, small print, fine print, legalese print. Made in Vietnam print, MattelShop.com print, contents, one figure accessories, some funky numbers, a barcode, and that damn question mark. I don't know what it means. But anyway, that, my friends, is not quite a look at the packaging because we forgot to look at the back. Or I did. Look at that. Lovely artwork of Scareglow sending out scary, scary stuff that glows. Scareglow, evil ghost of Skeletor. Fear his glow. The skeletal specter rules the underworld of Subternia, trapping lost souls inside of their deepest, darkest nightmares. But it has been too long since Scareglow has tasted true fear. If the daring adventurers wish to pass through his domain, they must pay the price. Fear for Scareglow to feast upon or be trapped in Subternia forever. And there's the cross-sale, Fisto, Andra, Scareglow, and Stinkor. Mattel empowering the next generation to play, and some recycled print. Also available! Each sold separately, subject to availability. Colors and decorations may vary. And that, my friends, does it for a look at the packaging. And next up, let's take a look at the figure and his accessories. And here we have handy dandy tweezers. And he does come with an extra set of hands. And here is an open hand for beast slapping Beast Man. And as you can see, much like the exclusive Mattel Shop version or Mattel Creations, Mattel Creations versions, the hands are made out of a translucent plastic, and then it does have some paint overlay on them, and you can see the bones there. And it's the same thing with this fist hand, although the paint does seem to be a little heavier on this hand, but in person you can see the translucency of it in places. I'm not sure how much it shows up on the camera. Right along in here you can kind of see it, but nonetheless it is there. And then here's his scythe or poleaxe, whatever you want to call it. And as you can see, the big difference in it here is, and we'll get to this when we get to the comparisons, you know, he had that like neon paint on this one. With this one, it looks more metalish, or metallic, I guess would be the correct word. But other than that, it is the same weapon. Now let's take a look at the figure. And he is pretty much same as the Mattel Creations version. Although I will say, look at this. Wow, his ankles work on this side. Again, we'll get to that when we look at the comparisons. None of this glows in the dark, only the head, unfortunately. And as you can see on the hands, maybe you can see some of that translucency there. And there. So overall, a nice looking figure. The one other big difference between the Mattel Creation ones and the Mainline one is the cape. The Mattel Creation ones did have some wire in the cape, so it had a little bit of posability to it. All right, let's look at this guy's articulation. The only part of him that glows in the dark, by the way, is the head. And you can see the little pupils in there. So he can look up so far his head falls off. Where'd it go? It's over here. And it just kind of loosely pops back on there. But he can look up that far, which is about straight ahead. This piece kind of gets in the way. He can look down pretty far. And of course, because he's scary and stuff, he can do the full Exorcist. At the shoulder, arm comes up about 90 degrees. And he does have a full 360 degrees of rotation there. It's a cut at the upper bicep for another 360 degrees of rotation. A double hinged pinless elbow gives you that much range of motion. And at the wrist, he does have a 360 degree rotation on an in and out hinge. And the other one is also on an in and out hinge. It's a cut where the chest meets the torso, so he gets hula hoopy action going on there on that ball joint. And as you can see, that paint goes way up in there. Some side to side, forward and back. Back crunch that far. Get out of the way, hand. Front crunch that far. And then he does have a cut here at the waist for a full 360 degrees of rotation. He will give you that much of the splits. There is a cut at the upper thigh that will give you 360 degrees of rotation. There is a double hinged pinless knee. This kind of gets in the way of it, but you know, you can move it over to the side a little bit so you can get that much range of motion out of it. And at the top of the boot, of course, you get a 360 degrees of rotation on that upper shin. And for the ankles, down that far, up that far. And he does have a forward-facing pin for rocker. And that, my friends, does it for a look at the figure and his accessories. And now, friends, comes my favorite part of the review, the comparisons. And we're going to start things off with the Matty Collector, Mattel Collector, whatever it is. Mattel Creations, that's it. The Mattel Creations Scare Glow. And as you can see, there's not a whole lot of difference. The paints look exactly the same to me. The big difference being, of course, the cape here. You know, even though they are the same color, look like they're made out of the same material. This one, of course, is a bit bigger, and it does have the wire in it for posability. The other big difference, as you can see here, is the scythes. I actually like the Mattel Creations one better, for Scareglow at least. And of course, the biggest issue, and of course, if you have watched the review on the Mattel Creation ones, you know that the ankle on mine is pretty much not functional. It's on there wrong. Completely wrong. So I may do some part swapping between this one and the Mainline one to fix this issue. And mainly what I'm talking about is putting the cape on that one and giving him this scythe. But as you can see, you know, they're exactly the same. So if you missed out on the Mattel Creations Scareglow, you know, don't sweat it. Just get the Mainline one and you are set. The gimmick is the same. And all of that. So you see how the ankle is messed up there. And maybe the colors on this one are a bit darker. So in front of the camera, it looks like these bits are different, but just under the lights, they appear to be the same. So there we go. Scareglow with Scareglow. And Scareglow fall down. There we go. And let's show him off with some of his wave mates. Well, actually, all of his wave mates. Here he is with Andra. Here he is with Stinkor, if he will stand up. There we go. And here he is with Fisto. No Kevin Smith fisting jokes, please. And how does he compare up with other lines? Well, let's find out. Here he is with the Fantastic Four retro-carded Benjamin J. Grimm, the ever-loving blue-eyed thing himself. And also from the Marvel Legends series, here he is with Stan the Man Lee. Come on, Stan, it's a cameo. Stand up. There we go. From G.I. Joe Classified series, here is the Hasbro Pulse Regal variant Cobra Commander. From Star Wars The Black Series, the Bad Batch's Elite Squad Trooper. For some 7-inch goodness, we have the McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse Batman Beyond. And for some more 7-inch badness, we have the McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse, the Joker, the Comedian from the Three Jokers. And that, my friends, completes the comparisons. For final thoughts on the Masterverse, Masters of the Universe Revelation Scareglow, the mainline version. Again, like I stated before, if you missed out on the Mattel Creations version, this one is just as good. It just lacks some wire in the cape and some paint on the scythe. Honestly, the only reason that I picked this one up, there's two reasons actually. I just bought the case pack of Series 3 or Wave 3. But the main reason is because my Mattel Creations had a messed up ankle. If the Mattel Creation ones hadn't had a messed up ankle, I would have passed on this one because there is so much similarity in it. So if you did miss the Mattel Creation one, pick this one up, and they're practically the same except for the cape and the scythe. The paint apps to me seem to be exactly the same. Has the same glow-in-the-dark head gimmick. The same paint apps. And I think I said that already, but there it is. I'm sure some aftermarket places will do some wired capes for this guy. So, again, if you missed it, it's not that big a deal. Just get this guy, and, it's all good. Well, that does it for the review. I hope you enjoyed it. I enjoyed making it. Only support from viewers like you make this programming possible. Each view does count, and I do appreciate each and every single view that I receive. Thank you, and thank you so very much for supporting the channel through viewing. Comment below, like, share, subscribe if you'd like to see more reviews, or just to help the channel out, or both. That's cool too. And don't forget to ding that bell so that in the future you will be notified as my future content becomes available. And one last thing I forgot to mention, the other big difference between this Scareglow and the Mattel Creation Scareglow was the packaging. So, that's it. That's a wrap, folks. I'll see you next time.